Let's talk about all the technical AI skills we're supposed to be learning, right? But today, we're going to look beyond that. We're not talking about prompts or workflows. We're talking about the one skill that makes you, well, irreplaceable. And this right here, this is the whole game. We are drowning in data. Information is literally everywhere. It's cheap. So just passing it along doesn't cut it anymore. The real skill, the thing that gives you security, is turning all that raw data into something that actually makes people feel something. And that's what we're going to break down. So, first things first, let's get a handle on what the professional world even looks like now. I mean, what does it mean to be good with AI today? You know, it's kind of wild how fast things have changed. A year or two ago, saying you knew how to use ChatGPT was a real advantage, but now it's just expected. It's the new proficient at Microsoft Word on your resume. It's the ticket to the game for sure, but it's not going to make you the star player. We have to aim higher than that. Which brings us right to the main point. If knowing the basics of AI is just the new minimum, where do we find our real advantage? Well, it's something that's uniquely, and I mean uniquely, human. And this just nailed it. Look, AI is fantastic at spitting out information, summarizing articles, finding patterns in data. It can give you all the facts in the world, but what it can't do is make people care about those facts. That's on us. That's our job. That is the human edge. Let me show you exactly what this looks like in the real world. This story is about a manager at Google in a super high-stakes budget meeting. She's up against a bunch of other teams, all fighting for the same pot of money. And just looking at the data, her team had the weakest case by far. So what did she do? She knew the numbers weren't on her side, so she didn't even try to fight that losing battle. Instead of presenting facts, she told a story. She talked about how her project would help teams in other countries, how it could become a massive case study for all of Asia, and this is the genius part, how it would make her boss, the person making the decision, look really, really good. And the result, she walked out of that room with most of the budget. That right there is the power of a story over a spreadsheet. Okay, so how do we actually do this? It might sound like some kind of magic, but it's not. It's a skill, and you can learn it. Let's go through two super simple but seriously powerful frameworks you can start using like today. First one is the ABT framework. It stands for and, but, and therefore. I'm telling you, this is the secret DNA of basically every great story you've ever heard. It's so simple, but it works because it forces you to create a little bit of drama, a conflict, and then a resolution. Let's see how it works. Your boss asks for an update. Instead of just listing tasks, you use ABT. You say, we're on track with the launch and our user adoption is rising. Okay, that's the scene. Then you hit them with the but. One of our biggest clients just paused all their spending. Whoa, see that? Suddenly there's a problem. There's tension. People are actually listening now. And then the resolution. Therefore, I'm getting on a call with them this afternoon to figure it out. You just turned a boring status update into a mini story with stakes and a clear plan. It's a total game changer, right? The second framework, SCQA, comes straight from the big leagues, consulting firms like McKinsey. It stands for situation, complication, question, and answer. It's designed to bring clarity to really complex problems and fast. Now you'll probably notice this follows the exact same logic as ABT. Start with the situation, that's your and, just a normal state of things. Then you introduce the complication, that's your but, the problem that messes everything up. That naturally makes everyone ask a question, and you provide the answer, your therefore. It's all about creating that tension and then resolving it. To really nail this down, let's do a side-by-side comparison. We're going to take a story everyone knows and see what happens when you just rip the narrative right out of it. On the left, just the facts. Frodo volunteered to take the ring to Mordor. He was joined by a fellowship. After a long journey, he destroyed the ring. The end. I mean, it's accurate, but it's so boring, right? Who cares? Now look at the story version. Frodo had the ring and had to destroy it, but the journey nearly broke him, and the corruption almost won in the end. Therefore, the quest was only saved because the villain's mistake, not because of the hero's strength. See? The same events, but the second one has conflict, failure, a twist. It has impact. That's a story. So the big question is, how do we take this idea and apply it to our own work? How do we find the narrative hidden inside our emails and spreadsheets and project plans? When you boil it all down, the common thread in everything we've talked about, in ABT, in SCQA, in that Google meeting, in Lord of the Rings, it's one simple, powerful thing: conflict and then resolution. That's it. That is the engine of a story. It's the secret sauce that gets people to listen and, more importantly, to care. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Your work, your project, your daily tasks are absolutely full of facts and data, but that's not enough anymore. You've got to ask yourself, where is the problem? Where is the unexpected obstacle? Where is the conflict? And what's the story only you can tell about solving it? Because that is the story that AI can never, ever write.